Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy Friday.
Yay, Friday.
We made it. Welcome to Julesong Studios, Julesong Theater tonight. My name is Patrick Julian. I'm the director of the show. My wife, Laurie, is everything else. This is our place, so if you have not been here before, we're very happy that you've come here tonight. We hope you enjoy the show. As You Like It, by Shakespeare. It's a great romantic comedy about professional wrestling. So get ready to laugh and hoot and holler. And well, there's also some romance in there too. So have a good time tonight. We hope you enjoy it.
As I remember, Adam, it was upon this fashion bequeathed me by will, but pour 1,000 crowns, and as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother Osseo he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For call you that keeping for a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox? This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I'm helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours with idleness.
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well. Here, in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
Aye, better than him I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in that gentle condition of blood you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you are the firstborn, but the same tradition takes not away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys. He was my father, and he is thrice a villainous as such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till the other had pulled out thy tongue for saying so.
Sweet masters, be patient. Your father's remembrance be in accord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me good education. You have trained me like a peasant. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that I'll go buy my fortunes.
And what wilt thou do? Beg? When that is spent? Now, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you, leave me.
I will no further offend you than becomes me for my good.
Get you with him, you old dog.
Is old dog my reward? I've lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master, for he would have never spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will physic your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles.
What is the new news at the new court? There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news, that is, the old duke, is banished by his younger brother, the new duke.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh, no, for the duke's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her exile, or have died to stay behind her. She is at the court.
Where will the old duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden. There are many merry men with him, and there they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him every day, and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the golden world.
you wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry do I, sir, and I came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando have the disposition to come in disguise against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would be loath to foil him, as I must, for my own honor, if he come in. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you, that you might stay him from his intent.
Good Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, and thou shalt find it most kind requited. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein. I'll tell thee, Charles, he is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore, Charles, use thy discretion. I had as lief as thou didst break his neck as a finger. Thou wert best look to it. He shall practice against thee by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and shall never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some means or other. I assure thee, Charles, and it is almost with tears I speak it, there is not one so young and villainous this day living.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come in tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never rest for prize money. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. I hope I shall see an end of him, for my soul, yet I know not why, hates nothing more than he.
Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet have a merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, you must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hadst been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So it's thou. If the truth of thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have, and truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, cousin, devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, prithee, I do. But to make sport withal, love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport thou mayst in honor come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune at her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so. For her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth the most mistake in her gifts to women.
'Tis true, for those that she makes fair, she scarce makes honest, and those that she makes honest, she makes very unfavorably.
Nay, now thou goest from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune reigns in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
'Tis true. Though Fortune hath given us wit to flatter Fortune, hath Fortune not sent in this fool to cut off the argument?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by mine honour, but I was bid to come for you.
Well, then do that, oath, fool.
Of a certain knight that swore by his honour that the pancakes were good and the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not and the mustard was good, but was not the knight forsworn.
How prove ye that in the great heap of your knowledge?
I, Mary, now in most of your wisdom.
Send you both forth now. Stroke your chins and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery. If I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. Nor more was this knight sworn by his honour, for he never had any. Or if he had sworn it away before he ever saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Who is it that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honour him. Enough. Speak no more of him. You'll be whipped for slander one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely what wise men do foolishly.
By my troth thou sayest true, for the little wit that fools have with silence, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Lebeau.
With his mouth full of news.
Bonjour, Monsieur Lebeau, what's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? What color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Well said, that was laid on with a treble.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you of good wrestling, which you have lost the sight of.
Yet tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it pleases your ladyships, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do. And here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning, that is done and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler. Charles, in a moment, threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, and there was little hope of life in him. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie, the poor old man making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take part with weeping.
Alas.
But what is the sport, monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this did I speak of?
Thus men may grow wiser every day. This is the first time I ever heard of breaking ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder sure they are coming. Let us now stay and see it.
Come on. The youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madame.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successful.
How now, daughter and cousin? Are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us this.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There are such odds in the man. In pity of the challenger's youth, I would fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general challenger. I come but in as others do, to try with him the strength of my youth.
Young gentlemen, your spirits are too bold for your years. You have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. If you saw yourself with your eyes and knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventure would counsel you to a more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt.
Do, young sir. Your reputation shall not therefore be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward.
I beseech you, punish me not with your hard thoughts, but let your fair eyes and gentle wishes go with me to my trial, wherein, if I be foiled, there is but one shame that was never gracious, if killed, but one dead that was willing to be so. I shall do my friends no wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in the world I fill up a place, which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
Very well. Pray haven't I been deceived in you?
Your hostess eyes be with you.
Come, where is this young gallant who is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir. But his will hath in it a more modest working.
Thou shalt try but one fall.
No, I warrant your this. You shall not entreat into a second, that I have so mightily persuaded him from a first.
And you mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before, but come your ways.
No, Hercules, be thy speed!
My word, this will be a strong fellow by the leg!
Excellent young man!
If I had thunderbolts in mine eye, I could tell who should down!
No more, no more! How dost thou, Charles?
I cannot speak, my lord.
Bear him away. What is thy name, young man?
liege.
Orlando.
The youngest son of Sir Roland de Boys.
Would thou hadst been son to some man else. The world esteemed thy father honorable, but did find him still mine enemy. I would thou hadst told me of another father.
Were I my father, cousin, would I do this?
I am more proud to be Sir Roland's son, his youngest son, and would not change that calling to be adopted heir to Frederick.
My father loved Sir Roland as a soul, and all the world was of my father's mind. Had I before known this young man his son, I should have given him tears into entreaties ere he should thus have ventured.
Gentle cousin, let us go thank him and encourage him. My father's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Good sir, you have well deserved. If you do keep your promises in love, but justly, as you've exceeded all promise, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me. Perhaps it's a fortune that could give more, but that her hand lacks means.
You.
Shall we go, cuz?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Wait, but... Can I not say I thank you?
He calls us back. I'm prideful of my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, cuz?
Have with you!
Fare you well.
What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her, yet she urged conference. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you deserved high commendation. True applause and love, yet such now is the Duke's condition that he misconstrues all that you've done.
I rest much bound unto you. Tell me, which of the two was daughter of the Duke that here was at the wrestling?
Neither his daughter, who judged by manners, but yet indeed the lesser his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, detained here by her usurping uncle to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late this Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that the people praise her for her virtues, and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge.
I rest much bound unto you. Fare you well. Thus must I from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke unto tyrant brother. But heavenly Rosalind,
Why, cousin? Why, Rosalind? Cupid have mercy, not a word?
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, thy words are too precious to be cast away upon. Curse, come, throw some of them at me. Come, labor me with reasons.
And there were two cousins laid up, when the one should be lamed with reasons and the other mad without any.
But is all this for your father?
No, it was for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world!
They are but burrs, cousin, thrown upon me in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These burrs are in my heart.
Put them away.
I would try if I could cry hem and have him.
Come, wrestle with thy affection.
Oh, they take the part better wrestle than myself.
But turning these jests out of service, let us talk in good earnest. Is it possible, on such a sudden, that you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my father hated his father dearly, yet I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, I do not, for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that, and you do love him because I do. Here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
You, cousin, dispatch you with your safest haste and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
I purposely took her. If there was so much as a thought and born did I offend your highness.
Thus do all traitors. If their purgation did consist in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereupon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There is enough.
So was I when your highness took his dukedom. So was I when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord, or if we did derive it from our forebears, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak!
Aye, Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else had she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat you to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young that time to value her, but now I know her. And if she be a traitor, why, so am I. We still slept together, rose at an instant, played, learned, ate together, and wheresoever we went, like Juno's swans, still we went to couple and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee. And her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience speaks to the people, and they pity her. You are a fool. She robs thee of thy name. Thou wilt show more bright and seem more virtuous when she's gone. Now open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is my doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence, and on me, my liege, I cannot live out of company.
You are a fool. You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time, upon mine honor and the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I'll give thee mine. I pray thee, cousin, be thou not more grieved than I.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Knowst thou not? The Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he had not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No. Let my father seek another heir. Therefore, devise with me how we may fly, whither to go and what to bear with us, and do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out, for by this heaven, now at our sorrow's pale, say what thou canst. I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Huh. Alas, what danger will be to us, maids though we are, to travel forth so far. Beauty provoking thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in a kind of poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face, the like do you, so shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better, because I am more than common tall, that I did suit me all points like a man? Lie there, what hidden women fear their will. Well, I was thrashing into martial outside, as many other managed cowards that do outface it with their semblances.
But what shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I have no worse name than Jove's own page, and therefore look you call me Ganymede. What will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Alien. Now.
Cousin, what if we essayed to steal that clownish fool out of your father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
He'll go along over the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Now let's away and gather our wealth and jewels together. Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from the pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now, go we in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Can it then? It cannot be. Some villain of my court is of consent and suffering in this.
My lord, the Rhenish clan that comes so oft your grace was wont to laugh is also missing. Hesperia, the princess's gentlewoman, confesses that she secretly overheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles. She believes wherever they have gone that youth is surely in their company.
Send to his brother and fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring the brother to me and make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search nor inquisition quail to bring again these foolish runaways.
Who's there?
What, my young master? Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why, what make you here? Why are you so virtuous? Why do people love you? Wherefore are you so gentle and strong and valiant? Why would you be so fine to overcome the bonny prizer of the humorous Duke? Your praises have swiftly come home before you. You are master, but to some kind of men. Their service serves them, but as enemies?
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, do not come within this roof, within these doors. The enemy of all your graces lives, your brother. No, no brother, yet the son, yet not the son. I will not call him son. I was about to call his father. Hath heard the praises in the night. He means to burn the lodging where you live. If he faileth that, he will have nothing but to cut you off. I heard him in his practices. This house is nothing but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, and do not enter it!
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg for my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword, enforce a thievish living on the common road? I rather will subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But do not so. I have 500 crowns of thrifty hire that I have saved up under your father, which I have stored to be my foster nurse, when in my service my old limbs lie lame. Here is the gold, and all that I gave to you. Let me be your servant. Though I am old, I am strong and lusty. Let me go with you. I will do the service of a younger man in all your businesses and necessities.
Oh, good old man, how well in thee appears the constant service of the antique world, when service sweat for duty, not reward. Thou art not for the fashion of these times. But come thy ways. We'll go along together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Go on, and I will follow thee. To the last gasp, with truth and loyalty. From 17 years and almost fourscore, I have lived here, but now live no more. At 17 years my fortune seek, but at fourscore it's too late a week. Yet my fortune cannot recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
And now, my co-mates and brothers in exile, hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here we feel but the penalty of Adam, the season's difference. The icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter wind, which when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink from cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity. And this, our life exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in the trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in the stones, and good in everything. I would not change it.
Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we kill us venison? And yet, it irks me that these poor dappled fools should, in their own confines, with forked head, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jaques graves at that, and in that kind swears you to more usurp than your brother that hath banished you. Today did I steal along beside him, as he lay along under an oak, whose antique root peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this forest place, to the which place a poor sequestered stag from hunter's aim had taken a hurt, did come to languish there, and indeed, my lord, The melancholy creature heaved forth such groans. Oh.
And what said Jaques? Did he not moralize this spectacle?
Ah, yes, into 1,000 similes. Anon, the careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by him, and yet never stays to greet him. Aye, quoth Jaques, sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens. 'Tis just the fashion. Wherefore do you look upon that poor, broken bankrupt there?
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting over the sobbing deer.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll lead you to him straight.
Oh, Jupiter, how weary are my spirits!
I care not for my spirits. My legs are not weary.
I can find in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and cry like a woman. But I must comfort the weaker vessel. Whilst a button hose not show itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore courage, good Helena.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now I am in Arden. The more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
Aye, be so good, Touchstone.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
Oh, Kahrynn, that thou knewest how I do love her.
I partly guess, for I have loved ere now.
No, Kahrynn, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so. How many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000.